Hi everybody, welcome to the fifth day of CodeVita coding. And right, so first, on behalf of FindMind, Innovative, and with you, let me welcome you for the session Stone Game 1 or 4. So let's have a look at this problem first, problem statement. So problems, Alice and Bob are playing a game called Stone Game. Stone Game is a two-player game. Let n be the total number of stones. In each turn, a player can remove either one stone or four stones. That's why the game is called 1-4. The player who picks the last stone wins. Remember, the player who picks the last stone or last set of stones. For example, if there was one stone, it can be picked up. Four stones, it can be picked up. So the player who picks the last wins. They follow the ladies first norm. So here Alice is a woman. So hence Alice is always the one to make the first move. Your task is to find out whether Alice can win if both play the game optimally. What do you mean optimally? They should have a strategy. They should try to win. So input is going to be n. Okay, and look at the number of test cases. So once again, there is something very interesting. When you have lot of test cases, remember this. These are small, subtle clues given to us. When they have lot of test cases, for example, yesterday we did square free problem. They said test cases only 20. Why? Because they know to solve 20 huge numbers, it will take a lot of time. But here, the test case is going to be 1000. So in that case, there is a possibility only when you have 1000 test cases, the time taken would be something substantial. Now, these are all subtle clues given by the, whoever it is, maybe it is ABC organization, whichever organization. So, the sample input, there are 3 test cases. 1, Alice is yes. Okay, 6, Alice. 7 means no, it means Bob. So, how do we work on this? Let's pick up a spreadsheet. I made it, which means you should have a notebook with you. Okay, so 1, fine. Obvious, you would find that Alice will win. Alice will pick 1, and who is the winner? It's going to be Alice. Right? It's going to be Alice. Okay, next. It's going to be Bob wins with that 2. So there is only 2, which means there is absolutely no possibility where Alice can take 4. So she has to take only 1. Now Bob will take 1 and Bob will become the winner. Okay, next. 3. There is no 4. So obvious we'll find that Alice will pick 1. Now if you look at it, 2 is left out. When 2 is left out, who will win? The person. Okay, so we'll just say okay, Alice, Bob, and Alice. So who wins? Alice wins. Okay, I also would like to have, okay, now 4, straightforward, Alice wins. Okay, straightforward, she'll take 4 and she wins. Fine. Remember, optimal. 5. Now look at this. This is going to be a tight situation for Alice. If she picks 1, Bob will pick up 4. If she picks 4, Bob will pick 1. So which means here guarantee 1 or 4. Okay, 1 or 4, and Bob will pick up 4 or 1. And who wins? Bob. Okay, now we have worked it out. Now let's look at 6. Okay, now 6. There are 2 options for her. Either she can play 1 or 4. Let's play. If I am Alice, if I play 1, okay, there will be left out 5. If 5 is left out, whatever Bob picks up, 1 or 4, I will take. So obvious, I'll play 1. I won't play 2. I won't play 4. Then look at it. If I play 4, focus, if I play 4, Bob is left out with 2. He can pick up only 1 or 4. There isn't 4, which means even in that case, you would find that who will win? Only Alice will win. 1-4-1 or 4-1-1, who will win? Only Alice will win. Next 7. Okay, now look at the situation. Alice can take 1 or 4. If Alice takes 1, how much is left out? 6. Now it is a turn of Bob. What would Bob do? Bob would say, okay, I have 6 stones in front of me right now. If I play 1, there is going to be 5 in front of Alice. If she plays 4 or 1, I will pick up. Or if I play 4, there will be 2 in front of Alice. So obvious, she's got to pick up 1, I'll pick up 1. So this means you would find that here Bob can take 4 or 1. When he picks up 4, when Alice picks up 1 and Bob picks up 1. So this means here is going to be B. Okay, let's take 8. Okay, 2 options. If Alice plays 4, Bob will play 4. Straightforward, Bob will win. No, which means she will play 1. She will play 1. Now, what is in front of Bob? 7. Now, look at it. Last time, focus please. 7. Focus. The last time when you had 7, when Alice started, Bob won. When Alice started, Bob won. Now, there is 7 game now. Who's starting now? Bob is starting. Focus. The game started as 8. Now Alice has played 1 and converted the game into 7. Now who is supposed to play the game now? Bob. 7 and Bob. Who will win? Alice. Why? Last time 7 was given to Alice. She tried her level best. Who won? Bob. So in that case now, you look at that obvious optimal. So what will happen? Same game 1-4-1-1 or however you place 4-1-1. However you place. You can look at it. 1-4-1-1 or got the point? 1-4-1-1. Any combination you make, the fourth person B A is going to win. So she won't mind. So Bob cannot do anything. So for example, we will take 4, 1, 1 and 1. So who is winning? Alice is winning. Now are we learning this? Fine. So depending upon a number and depending upon who is beginning, the decision is being taken. Because when you split the number, it is kind of becoming the same. Fine. 7 is getting split into so many numbers. 1, 1, 1, 4. Pakka? Cool? Good. So now let's play 1. Let's play 9. So let's imagine 4. Fine. Alice plays first. 5. In 5, what will happen? Whatever box Bob picks up, she is going to win. Or if she picks up 1, 8. Now remember, 8, if Alice starts, Alice wins. Okay? Alice starts, Alice wins. So obvious, she would not give that optimal, she'll play 4. Now who will win? Okay, it's going to be Alice. Alice. Clean 10. Okay, 1 or 4. Let's say 1. Focus please. 1. Last time, now 9 is left out. If Alice starts, Alice wins. Now who is going to start with the now? Bob is going to start, which means obvious, Bob is supposed to win. Now you look at this, there is a kind of pattern here. AB, AAB, AB, AAB. Let us try out that continues for 11 also. Okay, let's say 1. Now focus. If she plays 1, the game becomes 10. The game becomes 10. In 10, who is winning? If Alice is beginning, Bob is winning. When Alice won't allow that, now she'll play 4. In 7, what is happening? Alice is beginning, Bob is winning. Right? Pakka? Look at it. If I make it into game of 7, who is starting now? Starting is A, Bob is winning. So when I make the game as 7, if Bob begins, who will win? Alice will win. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. In 7, Alice begins, Bob wins. So cleverly, Alice converts the 11 game into 7 game and tells Bob, start. Because Bob is supposed to play. So who will win? Alice. Paka? All is well? Cool? Good. So let us just continue with the next one. 12. What would be the option? She can play 1 and the game becomes 11. If this 1, game becomes 11. Paka? Cool? If game becomes 1, if she picks up 1, game becomes 11. Now focus. If game becomes 11, the starter wins. Okay, so she will not. She will try to make it into 4. She'll pick up 4. 8. 8, once again, starter wins. Okay. So what will happen now? So whatever she picks up 1 or 4, who's going to win? Bob is going to win. Bob is going to win. This is going to be 13. So if it is 13, let's find out. If she plays 1, focus, if she plays 1, it becomes 4. It becomes 12. In 12, what happens? A started and B won. Now what happens? B is the one who is starting. So who will win? Who will win? A will win. 14. Okay, we'll choose 4. 10. Who is beginning? Alice started. Who won? B won. If Alice is starting, B is winning. Which means, focus, Alice is starting, B is winning. If Bob is starting, A will win. So obvious, this also will, A will. Now 15. Okay, let's take 1. Game becomes 14. In 14, if A starts, A wins. Now B is starting. So who will win? B will win. So look at the pattern. A, B, A, B. A, B, A, B. A, B, A, B. So ultimately, it boils down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is 1, A, 2, B, 3, A, 4, A, 5, B. So if that is the case, if for example 15, for 15 to become 1, what do? I divide by 5. I divide by 5. Okay, pick up the modulo. What can be the modulo? Modulo can be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, if I divide my number by 5, answer would be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Now, who are the people who will have 0? These are the guys who will have 0. Paka? Cool. Let's get the remainder. Sorry. Get the remainder over here. Cool. Center. Make it a little bigger. Okay. Now, what about these guys? He will be remainder 1. He will be remainder 2. He will be remainder 3. He will be remainder 4. Here once again 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, take the number, divide by 5. Depending upon the remainder, get the answer. So, who are the people who will give A, 1, 3 and 4? Who are the people who will say no, 0 and 2? That is all. Now we can see how much time have we spent on the paper. We have spent enough time, around 10 minutes. Because of that, coding becomes easy. You need to pick up your pen and paper and start writing. This is a typical classical example where people have written. And let me tell you our experience. Okay, my team, we work a lot with Geeks for Geeks. So I still can remember on a day, it was maybe not an easy level, it's an average level, a little bit tougher. So the problem was there and I wanted to solve it very quick, but my colleague, okay, Selva Kumar, he said, Shri, we will sit down and write the pattern. So he started writing down. I was actually getting kind of restless. I said, Selva, come, we'll finish this. He said, no, Sri, we'll just wait. So at one point, I was also watching when he was writing. I found there was a pattern. So I was silent for some time. And then Selva also found the pattern. I think, Sri, I have found the pattern. I said, let's find out. Is this the pattern? Yes. So it was a simple if. One if solves the problem. But I found some of them who have been top ranking of Geeks for Geeks, who have been in the top 100 forever. Now, even for them, they have written 40-50 lines. When we looked at the editorial, our line was hardly 3-4 lines. Similarly, this also is going to be something like that. Okay, so first problem what we have taken clearly tells you, fine, life is not as difficult as we think. But that does not mean we can type the program in capitals. Where you need to follow the norms. I should include stdio.h, int main, and return 0. Fine. So let's have a look at it. How many test cases are they going to give us? So the test case would be 1000 and n would be 10,000. That doesn't, we don't bother. Even if they would have said 10 to the power of 9 or 10 to the power of 15, we would have had. Fine, just devise, right? This. So let's just do it once and then we'll put it to loop. So what is that? So if, say, for example, n is what is being given. So I just say here n divided by 5. Okay. So what were the remainder? It was no, don't make any mistakes. Okay. And it's going to be ABAAB. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. ABAAB. AB, AAB. Going to be 0, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Keep it, nothing wrong. It's always good for you to remember how you wrote, how you solved it. So now I can just say here, if my n modulo 5 equals to 0 or 2, equal to 0 or n modulo 5 equals to 2. Okay, I can say no. You can even put it in a ternary output, but it's fine. Print no. Okay, \n, because you would find that multiple output have to be there. Okay, else printf n. Printf is. This is all the code is. Okay, we need to accept n through the keyboard. So yeah, we need to have the s and the \n. I forgot. So scanf, this have to say %d, comma, address of n. And this needs to be in a loop depending upon the test cases. So the first input is going to be test case. Okay, so it means scanf %d, okay, tc. Now this should be in a loop. For, okay, we'll just say, normally say iter is equal to 0, iter equal to 0, iter less than tc, iter plus plus. Okay, this makes code look also a little elegant. Okay, and we need to define the variables. We need to define all the identifiers. Identifiers are tc, iter, and n. So int n, tc, and iter. I'm not going to, seriously, I'm not going to test this. No, we need to test this, okay? Never ever make the mistake of not doing it. So let us say, let's just have 5 and 12. Okay, did I make a mistake? It's going to be address of tc, right? That's why. Right? So it's going to be 5 and then say 34, yes. 12, no. 33, yes. 56, yes. 10,000, okay. Fine, cool, paka, done. That's it. Quickly, let's just have a review of whatever we did. Problem statement was a very simple one. It looked very complicated, but actually you will find that it was a darling. Alice and Bob are playing a game called Stone Game. Either 1 or 4 would be done. It's going to be the first person who's going to be always Alice. So then we did a workout on a spreadsheet. and here we found a pattern. So when do you think your brain can find a pattern? Only when you have 2 or 3 sets. And when you start working, you will find that you have to just go with a plain vanilla thought process. Just because you are working with, that's just because the problem comes from an MNC. No. Even yesterday, for example, we did a problem where we just use prime numbers, prime factorization. When did we learn prime factorization? Long back in the school. And the formula, the summation of NCR. When did we learn? When we talked about permutation and combination. So you would find the industry is going to check how good are you in the basics. So I think, let me just once again close this particular problem so that you will find, I can just say once again, okay, see you again.